All right, well, he's taking on his colleagues, calling the bonus tax on AIG a disgrace. Is everyone to blame because no one reads these bills before voting? Well, we're going to ask Congressman Ron Paul live, straight ahead. It's 17 minutes after the hour. And Congressman Ron Paul says it's because no one's reading these bills, and he joins us live with more on this right now. Thanks for being with us this morning. So, this whole AIG debacle, Congressman, what do you think? What do you think about why it happened?
Well, it happened because we did something that was outrageous. These bonuses are outrageous. $165 million, a lot of money. But so's $700 billion of unconstitutional appropriation. That's where the problem came from. So, yes, people are concentrating on these bonuses right now, but they're missing the point. The point is that we shouldn't be in the business of bailing out all these companies. And we don't even know where the rest of the money went. We just discovered, probably inadvertently, that there were some bonuses. Now, everybody is outraged, which they should be. So what do? They pass $700 billion worth of unconstitutional appropriations. Then they come in and they discover this. The public gets notice of it, so the Congress has to act and feel outraged. So they pass a bill which is an ex post facto bill, as well as a bill of attainder, which is unconstitutional. So they're using the tax code to punish people. So they do one thing wrong. They create a problem, an unintended consequence. Then they go back and they'll solve the problem by more of the same. Well, that's essentially what we're doing with our economy.
Right. Well, you voted no on this bonus tax legislation. You agree that the bonuses were outrageous, but you also called this bill that was quickly put together because of all the outrage a disgrace. What were you saying to your fellow congressmen and women about what was going on?
Because in Congress, they panic. They react minute to minute, whether it's passing the Patriot Act or doing all these things, they react in emotional ways. So when the banking crisis hit, instead of dealing with over the last decade, which I've been begging and pleading for them to do, they wait and, oh, there's a financial crisis. Oh, it came from too much spending, too much taxes, and too much printing of money. So what do? They spend more. They blindly appropriate this money. And I just think the whole process is outrageous, and we're on the verge of a major crisis. We're in the middle of it. It's going to get a lot worse. You know, the day that we did this on Thursday was the day after the Federal Reserve announced, oh, okay, we're going to buy another $1.25 trillion worth of government debt and mortgage debt. And the dollar goes down 3%, and the next morning goes down 1.5%. And we're talking about these bonuses by passing an unconstitutional law in a way to punish people. So they compound their mistakes and they avoid looking at the real problem. And even in my statement on the floor, I said, what we ought to be talking about is why don't we find out from the Fed what they're doing with these trillions of dollars? But we're not even allowed to ask them questions. The Fed doesn't have to ask any questions about where their money goes. So we're missing the point. Yeah. We're missing the target. I'm glad we're talking about the bonuses. But
no, you're right.
So distracting.
You're right. This is something that that we've been talking about here on CNN this morning as well. Is that you know, all of this hemming and hawing back and forth over this stimulus, which I mean over this bonuses, which is a lot of money. I mean, $165 million. Right. But then on the same day, the Treasury just floods the market with $1 trillion. But this is what you said last time you were on the show. This was from January. You were really looking into your crystal ball here. Let's take a look.
There were 5 copies available to the House, and I think 5 to the Senate, and that wasn't available until the House opened at noontime. So, no, it essentially was not available to us. And who could stay up all night and read 1,000 pages? So obviously it was done, you know, like business as usual. Things have been going on like this for a long time, but this one was a little bit worse, and it was bigger than usual. So it was not a very good day for America.
You actually said that on February 16th, talking about the stimulus bill. Is what we're experiencing right now and this AIG bonus fiasco just being a small microcosm of that, what happens when our elected officials aren't able to read this legislation?
Yeah, it is, and that's why we're responsible. You know, there's a lot of blame to go around. Even the American people have some blame for allowing their members of Congress to do what they do. But Congress is supposed to be protecting the purse. And the president did sign these bills. Well, the last president and this current president, they're very much involved in what's going on. But ultimately, Congress should assume responsibility. This is what's happened over the many, many decades, that we have transferred the responsibility of the Congress into the executive branch. The executive branch writes laws and the courts rule, and Congress has reneged so much on their responsibility. And now all we know what to do is spend money. We don't say how it should be spent, and then we allow the Federal Reserve to print money. We can't audit the Federal Reserve, and so it's the Congress's fault. If Congress would wake up, we could rein in a lot of this. So to me, it was very annoying to concentrate on doing what we were doing on Thursday and pretending we were going to improve things. This is just a gross distraction from the important issues that we should be dealing with.
Congressman Ron Paul, always great to get your point of view. Thanks for being with us this morning.